energy is really spread out on this mission. The energy mines don't seem to have a very big range, so keeping my ship supplied is going to be a big part of this one. The only really safe place to drop is here, so I'm going to start there, but then I'm going to try to expand as quickly as possible. There's this big base in the middle that has one of those repeater cannon things that seems to be controlled by the enemy, as well as an energy mine, an emitter, a stunner, a nice little enemy fortress, and that's going to be the last thing I hit. Instead, I'm going to start up here, then I'm going to take this island as quickly as possible, and move either in a clockwise or counterclockwise fashion. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm thinking clockwise because these two look a little closer to each other. With the emitters out in the middle of nowhere and these mines in the middle of nowhere, I'm probably going to be using the corporate HQ for a lot of this. It's got its own generators which will let it snag a mine or destroy an emitter while outside of energy range, and it may have to do so. For tech, I'm going to start with mine production increase, energy range increase, and omni cannons. Mine production increase because I don't have a whole lot of power out there. Energy range because, as we discussed, there's not a whole lot of energy range on the map already. And the omni cannons because I'm going to want each of these islands to be able to defend themselves. That last crystal is going into the corporate HQ. I'm going to take over the mine on each of these islands, and then each one of them is going to get an Omni. First of all, to help me get energy, and second of all, to defend the island. The Omni will not only mire up the land, helping protect me from enemy mire, but it will also, with that gun, fire on anything coming in. So that emitter doesn't look like it's producing a whole lot of particles, so I'm going to see if I can take it out with the corporate HQ as soon as I've picked up this amp gem. So I just picked up the Marauder, let's call it a heavy cruiser. And it looks like I can keep those particles off of the command vessel long enough potentially to take out this emitter, but I'm going to keep a close eye on it. I'm watching my power production, it's slowly gaining, so now's the time to get a little bit more firepower. Start with the cheap stuff. Command HQ is done here, so let's see. Southern Island's probably the next best bet. It's got no emitter between me and it, and so it's going to be the easiest to take. And then we will go with the plan as previously stated, moving around clockwise. There, the energy's back up. I wonder if I can take out this emitter as well with just the command vessel. Let's send the destroyer in there to help cover him. As soon as that cruiser's done, I might as well try out this new Marauder. I'm going to need the tanker to hit that emitter anyway, so he should be next on my list. How are we doing on armor? Still doing okay. If I start losing those forward guns, that's when I'm going to pull them back. Because if I lose the forward guns, they're coming for the lathe next. Fall back. Use the island for cover. This is working pretty well. These emitters are not especially tough, which means I can take them out with the command HQ. I need an Omni. Forgot about the Omni. As soon as that Omni is done, well, we'll start following the command HQ back now. And as soon as the Omni is done, we're also going to send back the destroyer. Because defending the island is the Omni's job. There we go. Well, let's stick the amp gem in the Marauder. Why not? Well, he drains a bit of power when he fires. Okay, I'm going to need this tanker before I can advance. But let's get the ships in the general area for the push. Here come some stunners. So next up will be dischargers. Forgot about the dischargers as usual. So I was hoping to hang on to the spare power for as long as I could by only building one ship at a time, but I have a feeling that stocking up the supply vessel is going to take up most of that. Fortunately, I had the supply vessel here just as the stunners came in. Discharger. I'll probably want another one to cover the attack fleet when the time comes. It's got a spare amp gem. We'll use it to boost the range. I'm not going to move them all the way in just yet. I'd like to get the Marauder in place to cover the command HQ first. Order the command HQ to move first, but put the Marauder in front so I can make sure to get lathe range. How long do I have before... I got 1 minute. Before the next stunner. Raza drifted out of range. Needed to pay better attention there. So that emitter is down. Let's move the command HQ up. Meanwhile, we'll get these guys back into range. Really liking those reactors on the command HQ for this mission. They're making it possible to get up there and take these without worrying about keeping my power flow going, without worrying about running a supply vessel back and forth. So the next island is taken. We'll drop an Omni, and we'll move the war fleet up. Leave one discharger in the backfield to keep the power flowing. These emitters have proven not too dangerous, so I didn't feel too bad about sending the command HQ in first, but I'm still going to bring in extra guns. Here come the stunners, exactly where I was hoping they would go. Looks like the power flow is back, so time to get more ships. Built that ship in the front, which was dumb. Take the next island. I'm moving all the warships into place other than that cruiser who's covering his buddy, so that they can advance as soon as I've got that island. Actually, just send them in now. Probably have that island by the time they get there. As soon as they're there, we're moving up on that next emitter. Got the power once more. Keep building ships. So I got asked the question, why am I moving my ships individually instead of in groups? You can drag select a whole bunch of things. You can double click on Omnis at least. So I've just proved you can't do it to destroyers. You can double click on Omnis. Okay, so apparently you cannot double click on Omnis. So anyway, you can drag select ships and then move them all as a bundle. I like to get really fiddly with my ship placement, so I like to move them as individuals. And that just becomes such a habit that even when I just want to move them all as one big mass, I still move them as individuals. So next up is going to be this energy mine here. I don't really have the range. I might have the range. I got the range to get guns on it, but not to get a lathe on it, so command vessel will do the lathing, but that's going to put him right up front. Okay, the ships are done. Time for my favorite ship. Actually, micro tanker will be next, because that'll allow me to leapfrog the power. At this point, I'm either going to need Benign Particle, which I wasn't planning ahead for, or an Omni. Although this seems to be working out. The loose particles seem to be doing just fine. I'm going to try the Omni anyway, which is going to require me to move the supply vessel out of range and hope it can dump enough power in there from its reserves. So if I've been planning ahead, I would have had the supply vessels ready, but it looks like I'll be fine. What got stunned? That mine down there, nothing important. Okay, we've taken this one, that just leaves one external emitter. Once I've hit that emitter, we'll take out this energy mine, then that energy mine, and then we'll move to the center. Moving, he's slow. He can build up on the way. Did I miss any other Omnis? Not yet. That guy's dead. We're going to make the assault on this energy mine from the left side, from this energy over here, because it's a bit closer. So this is going to be one of those drag select situations that everybody keeps telling me to do. And then we can just fiddle a couple who aren't in the right place. Supply vessel we're going to redirect a little so he doesn't ram that struck. place it there. I'll have energy range for that mine. And at this point, I suppose I should build a couple lathes. Yeah, the ultimate combat construction on that wolf there. At this point, I'm generating so much power, I can just build anything I want. Not too worried about that stunner coming in on that grabber. Although that might be a good place to put the second discharger. Countermiring this is going to take a little bit of work. It's going to be fairly hard to get the benign particles over here unless I can find a second generator, and I don't think there is one. There is not. So we do this the hard way. The hard way is not building it on the island in the middle of a bunch of hostile mire. The hard way is building a bunch back in safe territory and then flying them over, because that way they've got more than 0 hit points when they get constructed. Is there an upgrade for them? Makes them move faster. No, but that could be useful. Oh, there it is. Maybe. Let me make sure that tech actually does what I think it does. It is. Good. So the build speed's not really necessary, but getting the zombies moving a little bit faster, at least for now, is. I can always release that gem. Okay, we've got this node. I got 3 omnis to cover it, so let's go take that one. We're going to take that one from the north. So I'm going to move everybody. Moving them around like this so they don't end up driving through the struck. Alright, let's get everyone moving. Get the supply ship into position. Great coverage. I'll probably use lathes for this one. They're just a little bit smaller. Right now, the small size is going to be a benefit there. This extra movement speed, I actually think I'm going to keep. It's definitely speeding up my assault. Get a few omnis into position so I can countermire that land, and then once I've done that, we figure out how to take that central portion. I'm thinking ramming a lot. Look at all those missiles. Watch their health. Started watching their health a moment too late, but I'll watch the rest of their health. Good. Moving all these guys up so that they can help me lathe that struck. I can't. I like how much damage that my friendly particle's doing over there. But I'm still going to assault from up top here because it's giving me the energy range. Getting the missiles in range right now so that they can pound some of that particle before I have to go in for it. Let us start the face attack. Boom. Hammer is love. Let's see if I can get that lathe in range of the emitter. Yeah, but he's not in a great spot for defense. And it'll take me too long to release an amp gem at this point, because I'm lazy. Let's see if I can get more ships in range. Pretty sure we got this one in the bag at this point. As soon as I can take out that emitter and stop the struck construction. And done at this point. Command vessel. Right, you still had a gem in you. So forget. This went pretty successfully. Having the corporate HQ with its power generators really made a lot of those assaults possible. I kept my energy expenditures under control so they didn't outstrip my production, which was good. Kept all my ships firing. And I made good use of a lot of that new technology, including the movement speed one, which I greatly enjoyed.